Alright, in this video we're going to look at how we could add an actual image stamp. So here's an example I'm talking about. So I'm recording this the week of Easter, so I have an Easter bunny here. So if I click on the bunny icon, I've increased my default brush size to 50 just because it was a real pain to go from 10 all the way up. And once again, I would probably change this to increase by 5 or do a slider or something, and may do that in a future video. I'll make this bigger, and then when I click, there we go, I got my little Easter bunny. So we're going to look at how we can add a stamp like this, so we don't just have circle and square icons, and then as I drag, draws Easter bunnies all over. So first of all, I am going to, let's go into Paint. So I found this online. So I found a bunny. I already saved this in my folder. Actually, no, I haven't saved it in this. So I'm going to go File, Save As, make sure I'm in my video folder, save it as bunny.png. And I'm leaving it really, really big because I want to be able to then resize it based off of the size of the brush. So I'm going to leave it big and then just scale it down. But for the button, I actually do want to make a smaller one. And resizing this bunny, I'll show you, 40 by 40. Let's see which one is the, so if I maintain, this is the larger one, so it's going to be like a 30 by 40. Okay. Right there it is at, am I at 100%? Nope, I'll zoom in 100%. There it is at 100%. It's really hard to see what it is. So what I'm going to do is actually just select like the face. I'm going to hold my shift so I can, oops, I got the wrong one. There we go, I missed it. Hold shift so I can get a square. I'm just going to do like a square button of the face itself. Go up to image, crop. There we go, that'll be my button. And now I'll resize this to 40 by 40, resize. Actually, I'm going to go just a tad bit bigger, make it 45 by 45. There we go. We can tell that it's a bunny face. File, save as, and then I'm going to rename this as bunny BTN for button. All right, now let's go back to the code. Let's add that button in. So scrolling up to my color buttons, here are my color buttons, or not my color buttons, my shape buttons. Add another button now. Oops. Image source equals bunny btn.png. Okay. Then when I click, I want to change the shape to bunny. So in my button, I'm going to say on click equals change shape, just like I did for the circle and square, and then single quotes bunny. All right, so that takes care of the button. Let me just quickly run this and show you that it's there. There's my button. Probably shouldn't have done 45. Now it makes it a little bit bigger, so I'll need to go back and change that down to 40 like the square and the circle, so it's the same size. But definitely shows up well. We can tell it's a bunny. All right, so code-wise, what do I need to do? Well, this is going to be different than drawing circles and squares. If you remember from when we did our snake project, how we did the image for the snake head, we're going to have to do the same thing here. So I am going to add yet another variable. This one will be for var img, just short for image, equals new image, capital I, because we're creating a new image object based off of the image class. Then down in my code, I'll set the source for the image. So that way we can have multiple images. I'm not going to set the source here because if I want to have other stamps with other pictures, then I want to be able to modify that. So all I'm doing right now is just creating a variable to store our image and create an image object. Then down in my if statement, let's find that. So here we have if, else if shape is square, then so after that one I'm going to create yet another else if. So else if shape equals bunny. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I need my curly brackets. There we go. All right, so how do I draw images? Well, first I need to set the source. So my image name was img dot, how do I set the source? src equals bunny.png. Okay, not bunny btn, this is the full size one. Then to draw an image, I do image, sorry, not image, ctx dot draw image, capital I. And then this takes minimum of 3 arguments: the image, which was img, the x position, and the y position. But then if I just do, and I'll just go ahead and leave this. Let's start with that and just leave that, and I'll show you what's going to happen if we don't add any more arguments. And those are the required ones. But if I just leave those three, let's refresh this and go look at this and click on my bunny. There we go. It's huge. All right, my bunny's there, but it is massive, and it's drawing it every time I drag. So what I need to do is add in a couple more arguments. I need a width and a height for it. Now this is where it would be very smart for you to do square images for your stamps. However, I deliberately did not do that on this. So what I'm going to do is the first one is going to be size times 0.75, because I know that the dimensions of this are 30 by 40, so I know it's 3/4. So if I do the width as size times 0.75 and then I do size for this, then it'll actually do the size for the height and then 3/4 of that for that. So let's try that, see how that looks. Oops, I forgot to click it. There we go. We can kind of see it's pretty small. I'm actually going to go make a quick change here. Now that we're doing stamps, that 10 is just way too small. So I'm going to change that to 50. And up in my button, where's my button for the size? There it is. I'm going to change that to 50. So I'll make 50 my default size, so I don't have to click a bunch of times to get to a decent size. There we go. Make it even bigger. Okay, we still have the problem where we can't just click, and that's something we're going to address in the next lesson. But if I drag just a little bit, I get my stamp, and then I can add bunnies all over the place. So that's how you can add other images as as like a stamp or brush shape. So for today's assignment, add a couple more. Find some pictures, have 2 or 3 stamps, add those into your project. And then maybe even while you're at it, another feature that'd be nice is an eraser. I think you can probably figure out how to do that. See if you can add an eraser. And then lastly, we want to modify this so that we can just click and have it actually draw. But we'll cover that in the next lesson.